working. Got to get back to it. Welcome back to the channel. Well, I guess we saw a sneak peek, maybe, we don't know, of, what happens. I guess you guys can see that. First things first. To be honest, I gotta lose some weight. I'm talking about getting the weight out of the car. I gotta get some weight off myself. This summer has not been kind to me, being a couch potato. This isn't helping, but tradition is tradition. Oh, come on now. Come on, feel them. Some motivation. Got it? You got it? Come on. If you got motivation, go, motivation! Yell it in your house right now. Scare the shit out of your wife and your kids, or your dog, or your cat, or whatever you got going on. All right. Here we go. What are we doing? Okay, made a decision. Putting carburetor on. I know some people, that's fine. There have been factory EFI Vortech cars done to death. There's been thousands upon thousands of them. Hell, I've owned 2 or 3 of them myself. So every time I've done 2 carburetor conversions in the midst of another carburetor conversion. The failed TD started the carburetor. It was faster than I thought it was going to be. Pro stock was way faster than I thought it was going to be. Faster than EFI by a long shot. Trojan, faster with carburetor over EFI. The van, I'm confident, will be faster with carburetor over EFI. So, I don't know why, technically, I'm hesitant, like, it might not be faster, or this or that, the other. I've changed so much anyway with weights, I don't really know. So I don't know why I was concerned or have been concerned with it. I guess mostly because there's not a lot of proven where guys have put blow-through stuff together that's mild and went to the track and really shown that they're technically fast, or that it was faster with blow-through than it was with factory EFI. And I mean that in all terms. LS, Ford, whatever. I mean, when you're looking on YouTube at blow-through combination, it's either something that's super radical, that's fast, or it's something that's, even if it's mild, it doesn't go to the track. They drive it around on the street and, it feels awesome and stuff like that. That doesn't mean anything to me. That doesn't show anything that, hey, I went from this to this and it was faster. But I'm changing so much stuff, and the thing of the EFI that I don't think got lost in translation is that I want to get rid of all of the wiring for the car. All of this wiring under the dash. The whole harness that the EFI ties into in multiple places. I want to get rid of all of that wiring, the weight and the complexity of it. I want to get rid of all of that. So I had a harness that I had chopped up and done all this kind of rigmarole that I was going to put in where it would run as kind of a standalone factory EFI. But I'm like, I just couldn't get behind the idea. And I'm like, I just want to have a carburetor on it. And not a lot of people have kind of blow-through drag race mile stuff. So I said, maybe I'll be doing something that would, for guys that have carburetors, that are looking at, and supercharger and turbo are different, in my opinion, on how they affect the carburetor and how they run with a carburetor. Those are 2 different, the way they apply boost is different. So there is that. So I'm going to put the carburetor on it. I'm not going to worry about what could have been, what might have been, or what should have been with the EFI stuff. I just want to put the carb on. I want to get rid of all the wiring. So we're fixing to go through a massive overhaul of the car. Now that I've made my decision, we can actually get to work and get some crap freaking done. The reason I haven't done anything and I've been unmotivated is because this car has me like, it's like a rider writing a book and he has writer's block and he can't do anything and he can't work his way forward, and people will say, well, just write a different book. It doesn't work like that. Not for me, it doesn't. I can't like really worry about working on another car until this car that I'm obsessed with at the moment, like I was obsessed with Pro Stock, like I was obsessed with a Love Boat up to a certain point, and then I'm like, okay, I did kind of what I wanted to do. Now I can work on something else, and I'll swing back around to it, yada, 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 yada. So this car has to be the car that has to be worked on right now until I reach a point mentally that I'm satisfied or whatever with it. So having said all that, we're going to take the EFI stuff off. We're going to take the dash, all the wiring out. I've got a bunch of wiring, spools of wire, connectors, and all this kind of stuff, and we're going to basically do it like I did the LTD. And you guys didn't see that because I was a little bit of a hiatus. I do that where I don't want to say I get burned out. I just want to do the work, and I don't want to do the filming because it's a hassle, honestly. It is what it is. I have to be in the mood to do it and have fun with it, or it just comes out being blah where I look like I'm mad and upset and, you know, whatever. It's no fun. Nobody wants to watch that. But I've made a decision. Again, we got to do the brakes. It's a lot of work, and fortunately I've kind of done it before, but it's a lot of work. And yes, I'm taking a car that if I was ever going to sell it, that I'm devaluing it. But I don't ever buy anything for it to appreciate. Like, I'm buying this as an investment. No, it's everything I buy is a hole, is a money hole. So I've done that since I was 16 years old, or even before that when I was racing BMX and stuff. I never bought a BMX bike saying, oh gosh, I'm going to sell this bike and make money off it. No, I bought it because I'm going to go beat the shit out of it. I'm going to race the crap out of it and crash it and everything else. It's going to be definitely worth less than when I bought it. Same thing with skates, cars, anything like that. You know, so I'm like, why am I even worried about it? So the painting, I'm still a little hesitant on that. I'm just like, you know, but the car's never going to be all silver again. That's the point of it. I'm never going to put the factory doors back on it. Why would I? They're heavy. I'm never going to put the factory nose piece back on. Why would I do that? I've got this lightened up nose piece that I've got on it. I'm never going to put the factory hatch back on it. Why? It's heavy. I've got this lighter weight one. I'm never going to add weight in that regard back to the car. The only way this car is ever going to get weight added to it is through a roll cage or roll bar and anything else that's kind of whatever. It's not going to be like, oh gosh, no, it's always going to look like this. It's always going to be black, and maybe black. I don't know. But we're going to do the carburetor. We're going to start tearing the whole car apart. So hopefully, motivation, I can get a little bit done. It's raining outside, so I even went out and I got some new cheap LED bulbs off Amazon. They actually work great, and they were not expensive, and they're super light. I've got them zip tied up. That's even better. So I got plenty of light so I can work. So let's start taking some shit apart. Oh, we got to do the alternator. We got to fit that. I mean, we got a lot of work to do, so we need to get to work. So let's start working on it right now. A lot of talking. Now we're fixing to do a lot of working. Let's go. See, this is what happens. We get some motivation. We start talking like a crazy person. All right, we're well underway. We got something in the mail. It is a bunch of fittings and a box that's been smashed, and some more fittings to do airline for the blow-off valves, and also, hopefully this fits, for the boost gauge on the back of the boost gauge, so it won't be that Tygon tubing stuff. And then we'll have one for the regulator, we'll have one for the blow-off valve, and we'll have one for the boost gauge, and that's all we'll technically need. We're not going to run on this deal. We're not going to run the BTM. Again, no one panic. Don't hit the panic button. All this stuff is going to end up on Rob Zombie, as insane as that sounds. all gonna end up on that. Technically the motor, the engine if we don't destroy it. But this EFI, this intake and stuff, the only difference with Rob Zombie, besides the fact that it is a total piece of, I've already cursed twice in this video I think, a piece of garbage, is that it'll just have a little bit less boost with a power dyne. And maybe down the road we do something with the power dyne to put some, you can buy bearings, you can buy different belt form, an internal belt. They're internally belt driven, they don't have any oil lines or anything, which is cool. You can buy a Kevlar belt, you can buy bearings, you can do a few little things to, make it where it'll handle more boost. You can get up to about 9 or 10 pounds or something. So, I mean, that's all just based off restriction, but whatever. You can spin it a little harder. So all this stuff's gonna go on Rob Zombie, and so no one freak out. We got a mission with Rob Zombie. I said we're gonna get it in the 7s, and I told Rob that, that we do it last year, which we did. Not probably going to do it this year either, but we're going to do it. I mean, I just got to get, we got to get the motivation flowing. It's raining outside. I'm looking at it right now. It's raining. Henry's standing right there, probably getting soaking wet. Rain? What, dude? I just told him you're out there getting wet like a dum-dum. So, anyway, got some more stuff in the mail. Just came in the mail. So, let me finish getting the intake off. We're also going to weigh it all kind of real quick. Just get a rough idea of where we're at on that. So, anyway, all broke loose. Now, come on. Here. Technically, I'm used to having the upper off, but there we go. Woo! Holy smokes, that's heavy. All right. GT40, baby. 3-bar Bandit. Oh my gosh. This thing's probably gonna run 680s with a carburetor on it. All right, let's do some other stuff real quick. Hear me, brothers, for now I speak the truth. For too long have I followed the wicked ways of the evil Dr. David, master of science, wielder of the electrons, and tapper of keys. No more! Be gone down! Once again, we shall worship before the temple of the 4 barrels and use the tools that our forefathers, our original men, gave us to tune our own vehicles. Yes! Now, we are going to release this vehicle of this EFI. We will get it out. It will be purged. It will be out of here. We will get it out one way or the other. It will take us forever to do it, but it will happen. It will come. We have righteousness on our side. We have the leakage, the mechanical leak. We have it. Yes. Be free. Be free. Get free. Freedom from evil. Pray with me, brothers. Whoa, whoa. Okay. We've relieved the wiring for the EFI, or at least the EFI harness and the computer. So now we still got to get throttle cable out. We got a lot of stuff we got to do, but I want to set the intake on and kind of look at it. Teresa's on her way home, so I got to hustle up. This deal's going to happen. I mean, I got tomorrow to work on it, so you guys will never even know, except I'll be wearing different clothing. Hold on. I'm trying to suck this in a little bit so I look a little bit more. I mean, if you're going to be a real man, you can tune your shit with carburetor. I mean, with screwdriver. You got to look the part. You know what I mean? You got to look the part. Can't look like some guy tapping keys. I mean, I know there's dudes out there that tune that are just peaks of physical perfection. David's one of them. Anyway, let me set the intake on kind of see what's going on. I also said that I would weigh it. Oh God, this is heavy. Kind of. This is a rough idea. 28.7. Yes, we are missing our fuel lines and our throttle bracket and our thermostat housing. So, but they're just roughing it here. We're just kind of roughing. 28.7. That's pretty decent. While I got it setting here, I'm just going to go ahead and set it on real quick. Just get it kind of out of the way. There. Wow, that looks good. We're going to have to do some hole cutting on the hood. I mean, hole cutting on the hood. All right, let me get the EFI stuff kind of together. This is a mess of stuff. $46.8. So, and that's also not counting the Mr. Freeze. So this is in race trim. So that's fairly decent little bit. What is that? Nearly 20 pounds. And that's just from this stuff. That's not counting any of the wiring. I'm also aware that that weight had the regulator for the EFI on that stuff. So this is basically 10 pounds. Computer and the EFI harness is basically 10 pounds. So we're talking nearly 30 pounds just like that. Because the wiring for the box and stuff it'll all be the same. We won't have any basically extra wiring. We're just going to have the wiring for the box going to the distributor, which is really no different than what we have now. So probably with the Mr. Freeze, especially when it's full, that's probably close to a 30 pound weight loss, which I'll take it. Plus it's going to make things a lot simpler under the hood. Let me kind of get a rough look at the stuff here. That is pretty much what that part of the setup's going to look like. You know, obviously we got to put clamps and stuff on it, but that's just a rough idea of pretty much how it's going to look. And then we'll either put a deal here with a bell mouth on it, or we'll squeeze a bell mouth in there. To be honest, these valve covers aren't super friendly for that, but no use giving up yet or whatever. We haven't really got one I've got one, but I don't want to whack on it because this is actually a 3.5 inch opening, so I'm gonna get a 3.5 inch throat one with a bell mouth, and if I've got to bend it or cut it or for the bracket and stuff, then I'm fine doing that. But I bought that one a long time ago, and I guess I've got sentimental attachment. I don't want to do whatever to it. So anyway, so there we go. This is this is what we're working with. Plus there'll be there's just less stuff under here. So anyway, hopefully it runs good. We'll see. Well guys, here we are at the end of the video. While we technically didn't get a lot done, I did have some fun. And isn't that what it's all about? At the end of the day, isn't it all about being fun? There's always gonna be someone faster. So trying to be the fastest or whatever, that's a fool's errand, at least for me. So let's enjoy ourselves. Build something that was fun to drive, or build something that's fun to us to drive. Something that looks cool to us. And when I say us, I mean me, and I mean however you like your car to look, however you like it to do. And I feel better. This feels good. I feel like I feel like I'm finally making a decision, and whether it's the right one or the wrong one, for me, I think it's the right one. And there's very few decisions when it comes to cars that I technically regret. I'm like, you look in hindsight and say, yeah, maybe I shouldn't have done that. I don't know if I really regretted it, because every decision that you make, good or bad, is a learning experience, and to, I don't know, being philosophical. So anyway, I feel like I'm going to be happy with this at the end of the day, so we'll see. But that's going to wrap it up. Tomorrow we'll work on it some more. Maybe look at getting the intake bolted down. And we're going to take the blower and stuff off, because we got to fit the alternator in there. So we got to figure that out. And a few other things. We just got a lot of work to do. So anyway, thanks for commenting. Thanks for subscribing. We couldn't do it without you, and we wouldn't want to. But especially, thanks for watching, and thanks for watching 4-Barrel Jesus here. And until next time, oh God, I gotta put this hat back on. I'm getting old, I'm going bald. Until next time on Substandard Leader, Fox Body Videos, on this here man's YouTube. 1 year only, twin turbo, 5-speed Lincoln Town cars, and at some point we'll get back to working on that. 4 drag vans, gotta get back working on that. Proud owner and proprietor of Club Big Boost. Maybe we'll be boosting again here for long. And as always, fighting a good fight against them zombie Mustangs. We'll get there. And that rascal Dr. Fear, we'll see you guys in the next video. Hey, you want to be on the video? Why you got your tongue out like that?
I heard you talking, so I was like...
Oh. We'll see you guys in the next video. You want to... Hey. You freak.